The Shreyas Iyer injury situation has taken a turn for the absolute worst when news broke really that he had been in the ICU for the past couple of days and had been actually undergoing treatment due to internal bleeding, which at one point left him in a fatal position. That was the scary part. You'd remember that in the third ODI of the series against Australia, Shreyas Iyer had gone in for a catch, took the catch very well, but then landed very awkwardly on his left side, which actually led to the scenes you can see here on the screen, which is that he had to be gently escorted off the field and was in clear and visible pain. Now, most of us at that time assumed it was a cracked rib or a bruised rib at worst, which should have kept him out for 3 to 4 weeks. But now the injury has taken a turn for the worse, and it does seem like news has broken, of course, that he would, that he was in the ICU, was undergoing treatment, and actually at one point his vitals were very low, which is why he was rushed to the hospital. And now there is a update that has come courtesy of the BCCI themselves, courtesy a statement that was put out by the BCCI and signed by the Secretary Devajit Saikia. Let's go over that statement, and it does give you some fresh information as to what the nature of the injury was. The statement says that scans have revealed that a laceration injury to the spleen. He's under treatment, medically stable and recovering well. The second part of that statement is very good to hear, that he's recovering well, he's medically stable, and of course that he is under treatment. So all those parts are good. But a laceration to the spleen, my God, that is scary, and it explains now why there was so much internal bleeding, which was of course one of the main reasons that he was rushed to the hospital. The other, of course, being that his vital signs were not great. The medical scans that were done showed those two things. One, that he had internal bleeding, and two, that his vital signs were fluctuating, which is why he was taken to the hospital almost instantly as soon as the scans came about. The other update, and of course this is something that's not exactly new, but it does tell you how gently they're treating the injury. The BCCI medical team, in consultation with specialists in Sydney and India, is closely monitoring his injury status, which of course is no surprise given it was a pretty gnarly injury, and now in hindsight things, as we know, did take a turn for the absolute worst. And naturally there's no update that was provided in terms of any timeline for let's say him returning to India or potentially getting back into action. This is a pretty serious injury and will require kid glove treatment for Shreyas Iyer, the ODI vice captain. So that is what the BCCI update tells us, and truth be told, as I said, it didn't reveal an awful lot. What it does tell you, however, is the nature of the injury and the fact that he's going to be under constant medical he's going to be under scrutiny, and what that tells you is that they're treating it very seriously, as well they should. It's a pretty massive injury, and one can only hope that Shreyas makes a speedy recovery, because of course right now there's no timeline on when it is that he could return to cricket. He would have been a shoo-in to play the South Africa ODI series, but that seems unlikely. Maybe the New Zealand series could be a potential for return. Let's see. If that's not the case, then the next time you're going to see him in action potentially would be the IPL, which is just unfortunate, especially when you consider how many bad breaks he's had due to injury, and the fact that he had recently written to the BCCI saying that, listen, I need an exemption from red ball cricket. I need to be treating my back, and boom, another injury comes his way. So you can send your wishes to Shreyas Iyer and let us know in the comments what you think of this entire situation. And if you enjoy our work, please don't forget, like, share, subscribe, tap the bell, follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, X and Facebook, and stay tuned for more such updates from the world of sport.